Welcome to the Let's Yap About It podcast where music, art, culture, and fashion matter. So, what are you waiting for? Let's yap about it.
Hey yo, what the fuck? What? Hey yo, what the fuck? What?
I'm gonna keep cooking the way I want. Said you wanted to cook, didn't you? Cook that nigga! Anybody want to make some money, do shit the right way, then please, by all means, stay. But if not, get the fuck out!
You getting DP?
Just get the fuck out.
You motherfuckers.
All right. Now what?
Ever cooked before?
You serious?
I want to work.
All right.
Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yap about it podcast. Yeah. Starring Raw Bass. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap. Let go. Yeah. Let's yap about it. We in the mix. Fit too savage. Let's yap about it. Let's yap. Let's yap. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Yeah. Let's yap about it. Interviews be exquisite. Stop by for a visit. Content was so living. Had to pray for all of my children. Now the whole world be listening. Talk to niggas from prison. Spoke how they was living. How the COs be tripping. Rappers losing on the back end because promoter dudes be dipping. Seen the show when the dude started out of bloods, then start crippin'. Stripper niggas stop tipping. Out of game niggas stop flipping. Bad attitude, so he had to move just to keep his ass out of prison. Seen a show about a young hoe fucked on a sister, man, no apology. Let's yap about it. If the bitch come around me, she can holler at me. Check my Instagram, she was following me. Cause she knew I be where them dollars be. Rapid funds, but I keep it going. I fuck you up, no apologies. Yep. Let's yap about it. Yep. Let's yap about it. Yep. Let's yap about it. Live with Raw Bass. Yep. Let's yap about it. Let's yap about it. Yep. Yes. Let's yap about it. Another one. Finish him. Bit too savage. Savage like music.
What is up? What is up? We are back. We are back. We are back, man. Seriously. Oh, yeah. We are back. Man, we had to break some stuff down tonight. We had to break some stuff down tonight, man. There's so much going on, so much controversy, but I wanted to get straight to the point to tonight's show. We're talking tonight. Let's get to it. Carmelo Anthony versus United States, aka white supremacy. Carmelo Anthony is accused of stabbing student Austin Metcalf after a disagreement. We're going to chime in on that. We're also going to talk about this too. Are black men and women understanding white supremacy? Why is black America pretending that white supremacy doesn't exist? Are they scared of the reaction or the backlash, or do we have selective outrage when it comes to our own people? We're also talking John Morant tonight. His new celebration, the grenade. John Morant has been under fire for his handgun gestures from the NBA, and now he has a grenade celebration, dropping it in the crowd. Is he trolling, or is it that he just truly doesn't care? And then I also want to talk about this too. The new thing, it seems like right now in the hip hop culture, is to tear down our musical greats. A lot of people are in up in arms about rapper Jadakiss' real life as he went on Joe Budden podcast with his father, and his father saying he came from a two-parent household and went to private school. Now that's got everybody wondering about his authenticity in the streets. And we're gonna also chime in on Texas passes bill requiring fathers to pay pre-birth. Hey, listen to me. All I can say to that situation is,
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
hey, listen, man, that is something crazy. Men will have to pay pre-birth child support. So is this a good thing or a bad one? So we're going to tap into this tonight, and I'm going to have to bring up none other as a guest. Shout out to my boy, man. Listen to me. You got to give him a round of applause, man. He definitely in the building. Shout out to my boy Timbo, man. He definitely in the building.
Yo.
Man, listen. Tell them how to get at you. Tell them what the word is. Tell them how to get on your Instagram. Tell them about your Facebook. Tell them about your TikTok, man. Tell them everything. Let them know how it is.
Yeah, I already know. Is it at Timbo the Great or at Timbo Chops? On Facebook, I'm just Tim Davis, man. Get at me, man. You know what time it is.
Man, absolutely, man. We got to give him another one. I want to talk tonight, and I want to get straight into this, man. This situation right now is taking America by storm. We talking Carmelo Anthony versus the United States, aka white supremacy, man. What we've learned is that he was definitely at the grounds when he was approached, and he was actually on his cell phone. And multiple witnesses have said that he was on his cell phone, and then he was approached by the young man Metcalf, and then he got punched. And then also his brother came in on the situation and they jumped him. And then he proceeded to protect himself and proceed with self-defense. Everybody's up in arms. Everybody's thinking that he's guilty. And in the court of law, you're guilty till proven innocent. But what is your take on that whole situation? I want to get yours first, and then I'm gonna chime in.
Um, I just hope this is just not another storyline and that people really pay attention to this and legislation, everything as a whole, because it happens too often. But this situation in particular, just looking at how rapidly like he was arrested, everything like I feel like if it was a switch, it'd have been a little time to figure out, okay, are we gonna charge him? Are we gonna do this, do that, get the facts? Now all the facts are coming out of details. You really got him on the wrong charge. You know what I'm saying? Murder shouldn't even be the charge. So it's just, man, it's a lot to unpack, a lot to unfold. And I feel like it's a lot of cover-ups trying to go on, but the internet too big to hide these things right now. So, as the story develops, as the story unfolds, I don't feel like nothing gonna stick, but if it does, it should be a big uproar because this ain't right, man. It don't sit well, baby.
In this situation, I look at so many people that have made their way into, speaking on the situation. I've also seen that he's actually had a GoFundMe where he's raised over close to $300,000, the goal that they were trying to meet for his attorney and his defense. And everybody seems to be up in the outrage, especially white supremacy. And the reason why I say that is because when we look at the George Zimmerman situation, everybody rallied together and in support of him. And now here we are, a person in the self-defense. And we're talking about from a black perspective now, and now everybody has a problem. Everybody's complaining. Everybody has something to say. It seems like to me with America, when a black man is on the ropes, everybody has something to say. And at this point, and it really upsets me because I haven't seen a lot of people speaking on this situation and actually trying to dive into it. And I'm talking to you, Black America. I'm talking to you. This is one of the most important cases that we will see in history for a very long time because we've seen this proceed with white culture. Now we want to see exactly where it is in white culture. Now, don't forget in Dallas, a police officer thought that she was going into her apartment and shot her ex-boyfriend, right? And had to serve time. Now, I want to see in this situation, when his back was against the wall, he had two people up against him. I want to see what America says in this case. But we already know, you know what I'm saying, when it comes down to white America, you know, what's going to be the real case.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you guilty till proven innocent, man, when you're black. But uh, I still like just to applaud the brother. Yeah, I hate that a life had to get taken, but I do applaud the fact that he did take the necessary steps to defend his life. You know what I'm saying? Because that could have went a whole nother way. Normally, the story is the black man, gets gunned down, gets killed. You remember the kid at the school got rolled up in the mat. They found him, different shit like that. Hey, somebody taught us some just self defense and he handled his business, man. So I applaud that.
man, we got to give him some respect. You know what I'm saying? And make no mistake about it. And I'm gonna be honest when I say this. When it comes to something like white supremacy, I approach that with extreme prejudice. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what anybody's capable of. So guess what? If anybody's going to tell the story, I'm going to tell the story. And another thing too, I want to neutralize the threat right then and there. I'm not grabbing and I'm not picking up no camera. I'm definitely going straight to the meat and potatoes, especially when it comes to white supremacy. And at the end of the day, and let me tell you something, and nobody has to stand next to me. I'm standing on my own when I say this. To any Karen, to any Ken who approach me on some rah-rah shit, I'm going to beat your ass in an instant, man. Straight up.
My business.
You know what I'm saying? So we ain't even playing that game. And what I'm really disappointed in is seeing a lot of the social media platforms that have a voice from here to Houston, all the way across the board, no jumper, all of these people that's supposed to be
Hey,
into the
room,
news
all
and
of
in
it. Cause
their
they
shade room, all the motherfuckers, bro. They ain't said nothing. And they keeping it on a wraps. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say this officially. If you're not standing with us, you damn sure ain't standing beside us. You damn sure not standing around us. And I want to say this, and I want to say this clear, and I want to look dead in this camera. Fuck Shade Room, fuck Neighborhood Talk, fuck Adam 22, fuck Glad TV, fuck Willie and Wallow and Gilly, because they ain't said nothing about it. And then Carmelo Anthony, I'm expecting you to say something because he carries your last name, bro. Stand the fuck up and
and
say
first
something,
name, that's a
bro. Come
different
on,
spelling,
man.
man.
Come on, man. Come on, man. All these Instagram celebrities that got a platform, Rich Fontaine, and the countless others, Cat Stacks, all y'all. Why y'all not speaking on this? When y'all sit on these platforms and you talk that real shit
Wrong.
about a whole bunch of bullshit, get on some real shit, but don't have no selective politicking. Now, when you could be using your voice for some real shit, you silent, you ain't saying nothing, you sitting back. It's crickets. See, this is how I know that they not authentic and they not standing with us officially. Because when we seen, when you already know what we did, we was standing front line on George Floyd. When it came to that situation, we didn't play. We was
You
out there in
fuck
the midst
around,
of it.
man.
Shout out to everybody that was out there with them too. Y'all got too many big voices in the city of Houston and y'all not saying nothing. This is Texas. I don't give a fuck about no rapper getting robbed. I don't give a fuck about you being caught up in no penthouse. Man, fuck all that shit, man. You either riding with us or you riding against us. Point blank, plain and simple, man. I don't give a fuck
That
about
is,
them people,
Rob.
man.
That's what the people need to hear, man.
Man,
This
fuck them people, man. I don't give a fuck about you getting robbed for $50,000 worth of jewelry. You know what I'm saying? You crying on the fucking internet. And when we see you big daddy this and big daddy that 50,000 shouldn't hurt you. You remember. And let's just say this and keep it real. That's all these rappers nowadays is known for getting for happening to them. They talk shit, they get robbed, then they definitely run to the fucking internet for sympathy, man. I ain't giving you So at the end of the day, what I want people to understand about this case is because where he is, we already know that it's a predominantly, you know what I'm saying, biased culture because we already know that the footage is still being held, the audio is being held. There are many multiple witnesses that are willing to step forward and speak on behalf of this young man, but they're trying to keep things very quiet. If you look at every news article on the internet, they are already labeling him a murderer by saying he murdered somebody, bro. See, they're very selective in their verbiage, especially when it comes to white society. When it comes to a black person, they already put that stigma upon you, point blank, period.
Not defended himself, none of that. And I just wonder how safe is the jail where he is right now. It's too many variables, man. Like I say, man, it's gonna have to be an uproar, uprise. It's gonna have to be something because yeah, the way the headlines is just going, if you don't dig into the story to figure it out, you would just assume like, oh yeah, he just had murder on his mind. He killed his teammate. That's all they putting out there. He murdered his teammate. So you would just think like, oh wow, man, it's crazy. They ain't gonna talk about the girl he saved from drowning. They ain't gonna talk about, because I really did my homework on him today, man.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what we at in society today. They know that they can pin certain stuff on a black person. You gonna now they showing pictures of him in the mirror holding up fake guns, shit like that. Like they now here come the smut campaign. That's what they gonna try to do. Don't get blind about it, man. And like you say, man, all these people sitting on their hands, they being quiet about the situation. This ain't the time, man. Like, hey, we not getting cracked with the whip no more, man. It's time to do some cracking, man.
Man, come on, man. I gotta give you some respect for that one, bro. Man, listen, all the Derrick Jacksons, all the Yada Awakenings, all these goofy ass niggas that's pandering to black women and trying to make them on their side. Here's a chance where you really show your manhood and you stand up to white supremacy. See, another thing, and I want to say this too. Rollo, the rapper, where you at? You want to hang next to all these snitches and rats? How about you stand up for somebody that's truly innocent that was defending himself? Stop being one-sided. And you gotta watch these old fake ass Nation of Islam ass niggas. See, these niggas are the type of niggas that'll worship Nation of Islam in front of everybody, and you'll catch them niggas eating a ham sandwich on Saturday. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I be watching these fake ass niggas, and you gotta be real careful. And that's no disrespect to the Nation of Islam, because I know some real brothers that really worship and really are disciplined and really handle their business like they supposed to. But they got a lot of these rappers who say about a bunch of weird ass shit. Speaking on that, Kevin Gates, where you at? Open your mouth, bro. You always talk about this pro-black shit. Come on, here's an obvious situation where you could be supportive of, and I've heard them say nothing, bro. Nothing.
What Whack 100 saying?
Man, Whack 100 ain't said a goddamn thing. Fuck them too. Man, please. The DJ Academics, come on. You investigating who's who and what's what and trying to see who's going to the feds. Well, you see this young man that's innocent. But I remember, you not really one of our kind. See, you Jamaican, but you really don't. But you benefit off of African Americans. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about culture vultures, they ain't always got to be white. They could be your same color that look like you and don't represent nothing that you represent. Point blank. Period.
So he a Baki boy anyway, huh?
Man, bro, I'm so upset because we just seen this election where everybody was pro-black and behind Kamala Harris. Now, here's where the political thing really matters. Your influence could really influence and educate people to say, hey, man, y'all need to be watching this trial. Y'all need to see what this outcome means for Black America. You
Hold
know what
on.
I'm saying?
First, y'all need to go get him out of jail.
Man, come
That's
on,
that.
man.
That's number one. That's like that. Like that bond need to get popped now. Whatever need to get put up. Hey man, look. these ball players, all this man, look, y'all want to go ball the jury, man. Look, it's time, man. Look, go get this man out of jail. Hey, let's put him on our platforms and let's have a conversation. Let's find out what really happened. Which I understand it's gonna be certain stuff the lawyer gonna say he can't really say whatever. But hey, get the lawyer there too. Let's go ahead. Let's get it all out there, man. Let's get the facts out there, man.
That's why, and this is exactly what we're talking about, of us having our own platform. See, that's why I like the platform that we're on. You know what I'm saying? We might not have millions and millions of views. We're not trying to be entertaining. We're trying to be informative, because guess what? We got offspring. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
introductory of the show tonight was my daughter. I'm really putting her into this, and I'm really giving her the game, because she needs to know that who's who in the men coming up in the ranks that know about white supremacy. Who's gonna really be her protector? Who's really gonna
Right.
look after her? Who's gonna be who? How's she gonna understand what white supremacy is? Because it's gonna evolve about time she's grown. So we got to be prepared. And this platform, this podcast is showing the exact representation of what it means to be Black excellence. You know what I'm saying? For us to handle our business and to protect our own, bro.
Right. And it's crazy. It's crazy that here we are still, man. Like, I can't tell you what year it was with Rodney King. I can't tell you the year, with a lot of these different, the George Floyd, that wasn't too long ago, but it's like, man, look, man, we still here right now. Like, come on, man. When y'all gonna wake the fuck up, man? You know what I'm saying? We getting too caught up on the bullshit, man. We don't give a damn about no bottle wars in the club. We don't give a damn how much you done spend on this and this, how much money you done gave this Chinese man. You feel what I'm saying? Like, come
Come on,
on,
bro.
man. Like, come on, man. That's what we at, man. For real. That's what we at. Then we do get a black jeweler. Y'all kill him. You know what I'm saying? Over a dice game. Hey, it just, man, this shit gotta come to a halt, a screeching halt, man. And cause they draw their line in the sand. They gonna ride for this. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like they riding for him for the for the cover up right now. Yeah. They ain't gonna let it be known the boy was a bully and try to bully something. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna let it be known. Oh no, they're gonna show family pictures. They might not show him
Yeah.
setting ed beds on fire,
Come
putting the cat in
on,
the
man.
microwave. You know what I'm saying? Shit
Oh,
like this, man.
bro. And, and make no mistake about it. When I look at this situation in its totality, right? This right here shows me exactly the same repetitive process of us being able to be looker buys, not to get involved. See, this conversation, if you want to talk about history, this right here could be talked about right now in a classroom today. If all the shit that goes on in HISD and all the bullshit that goes on in Aldine and everywhere else, where they can implement all these extra things to try to be cool with kids, here's something that is life changing right here in modern day that can be discussed, so that they can be prepared, so that they can be emotionally and mentally prepared to deal with situations like this. See, this is the thing that needs to be implemented. See, you want to sit back and you want to talk about all the basketball and all the NFL. See, all the NFL players got platforms and all of this. See, pivot, all y'all could be really talking about this right now, because guess what? His life is on the line. Talk about his football career. Everybody keeps saying he's a football star, but what about this young man that defended himself, that has a promising career too? And this never should have happened in the first place, because for them to feel that comfortable for trying to jump him at a damn track meet, that let me know that something has been going on way before it even got to this point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah. Yeah. Blow them headlines up, man. Blow them up. Because
And,
if it was him getting murdered, everybody act like they want to march in the streets. Hey man, the man defended himself. March on, baby.
and to the brothers and sisters at that school, I'm very disappointed in you, because you're supposed to have his back. When you anytime you see white supremacy in its act in itself, you're supposed to take a look at your brother and get on code with your people, man. You ain't never ever supposed to let that shit go on. Fuck holding the camera. Put them cameras down, put them hands up, and start beating ass.
Hey, now look, Rob, it goes back to this. It goes back to this. What are the parents teaching their children? Are you or in these other towns? Are you even informing your kids that they are black? I mean, I know they can look in the mirror and say they black, but are you explaining the that as a whole? You know what I'm saying? Like what comes with it, shit like that. Because a lot of them, they do got white friends, they blend in, and it gets to a point where you never have those talks with your kids because you feel like, oh man, they all just kids. Because know this, inside of their household, oh, they talking to their kids and they letting them know, hey, you're better than them. You're white. You don't have to worry about the things they have to worry about. We have this set up for you. Like they drilling in their kids what it is. Like they kids know what the separation is. We just kind of like to go ahead and just blend and just ride on along. So a lot of the black kids that was out there probably didn't even look at it like it was a racial thing or anything because they feel like, hey, we one of them too. Like these are the informative talks you have to have. I remember watching the episode of Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and it was the episode when they got pulled over, and the way the police handled Carlton and Will, and Carlton was talking as if like as if he thought he was one of the white boys he down. So he didn't even realize that they were being racially profiled. So even when they got back to the crib and Will was breaking it down, Carlton, it still didn't click to finally, his dad had to let him know now to help because you was black, brother. And he looked around like he really didn't know he was black. You know what I'm saying? Like I know you try to get them the best education possible. You try to put them in these schools and shit like that. But you got to tell them everything that come along with putting them in these schools.
Man, come on, man. You gotta come on, man. You hitting the nail on the head with that situation. And see, I did an episode years ago where I was explaining about being on code and understanding when you're around racism, right? See, there are certain things that we don't understand. See, the thing is, you might be cool with them in school, and guess what? Them parents may say that's where you keep it and that's where you let it stay. We don't have no association with them. And let me tell you something. You could go up in them probably them stands and you can see them two snakes or them two lightning bolts to show exactly where they are with white supremacy. See, a lot of our black kids don't understand that them two lightning bolts and snakes means that they're a part of the Ku Klux Klan, bro. A lot of them don't understand what those 4-leaf clovers and shit mean right here upon here, or them lightning bolts on the back of the neck. See, I discovered
Right.
this a long time ago, and that's where you have to you cannot be desensitized about what the fuck is going on, because look at just like this situation happened. There's a situation in Georgia where them two boys had missed their airplane, and now all of a sudden they ended up shot
In
dead.
the
Nobody knows
woods.
what the fuck is going on.
In the woods, and they saying the brother killed his brother and then committed suicide. Like, come on, man.
Come
First
on,
of all,
bro.
you out of town. You don't even have access to. You can't bring a gun on the plane.
Come on, bro.
So it just, man, and look, I feel like that ain't been blew up big enough. It's like it's so much fuckery that goes on, man, and it get hidden in plain sight. But again, that's something you said. Like you're gonna have to teach your children what certain things mean. They gotta know what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? It's kids that go to school with white kids, and the white kids say nigga like to each other, like, and they don't think nothing of it. Like
Hey
I
yo,
could
what
have
the
like,
fuck?
Man.
yeah, I cut a lot of kids, and we be talking about stuff like that, and they be like, "Oh yeah, well, we don't care about them saying it," and I be like, my jaw drop a lot of the times. 'Cause it's like, man, what? Like, man, they got snuffed in the mouth. Like, man, we ain't playing that, and they be like, man, like we don't care. So the thing is, it's not enough talks. Just like people pussyfoot around the sex talk, they tread around it. They tread around a lot of things. They feel like one thing about us as a whole, we're more reactive instead of being proactive. So the racism had to take place in order for you to finally sit there and talk to your child about it, versus going ahead and letting them know if you ever spot it, this how it goes, this. If you get called boy, they don't mean you're a male. It means this. Like we don't teach that, and so that's the problem. We reactive. Like something has to happen, and then that's when it's like, oh yeah, let me break this down.
And it's crazy that it has to be like that, because I see we always play the defense and we never play the offense. You know what I'm saying? Like we always are waiting for something. Nah, you waiting to get killed? Fuck no, man. I'm waiting to put your ass in the grave before you put mine. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because at the end of the day, their mentality is, look, if I do something to you first and I can get rid of you, then that means I'm going to be able to tell the story. You get what I'm saying? And here we
Right.
go in this case where he defended himself and had to do what he had to do. Yeah, there's one survivor, but guess what? The majority of the people know what was going on in that situation. And for them to try to do them a disservice, that's why I'm doing the show that I'm doing tonight, because there
Yeah.
ain't nobody else talking about it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because a lot of them are scared. A lot of them are scared. See, a lot of them have those pockets filled with their money. So you can't literally tell them about what's going on in the world because it's their money. So guess what? All they got to do is tap them on the shoulder. Damon Wayne said it best. He said they always pull a rich nigga out the sky blue when they always talk about racism. And then he'll say, well, what racism? I don't know nothing about no racism. Man, and those are the blatant motherfuckers who don't really give a fuck about the culture.
Right.
Those are the ones.
Yeah. Herschel Walkers of the world.
Come on, man. Yeah. Man, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised. And for this situation to be as big as it is, man, listen, I'm expecting Big Perk to say something. Kevin Garnett, man, Paul Pierce, Podcast P. Come on, Jeff T. Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Show your solidarity with your people, man. Let's get that shit over with, bro.
Even a guy that want to be black. What Fat Joe is, man.
Come on, yeah, you supposed to be foundational, quote unquote, Black American, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Come on, bro. It shouldn't be just us on these platforms that ain't on a major platform to be able to say something. And I'm gonna say this too. Hey, Cam, shout out them too. Cam, Mace, hey man, say something, bro. Come on, bro. Don't be sitting there trying to figure out how to say it, man. If what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Hey, man, at the end of the day, if I lose a sponsorship at the end of the day, man, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, fuck them. And anybody, and I'm saying this personally, anybody that got a problem with what I say from Houston, and I've already said what I said, man, fuck you too, man. I don't give a damn what you say about it, man. I stand alone when I say that. Fuck you, because you ain't said nothing about it, and it goes to show me that you probably let your kids fly in the same direction too. Man, fuck all y'all. I said what I said.
Definitely, man.
That's pitiful. And I want to talk about this situation too. And I want to get into this right now, man. Listen to me. Man, listen. They still messing with Ja Morant. Got a new celebration. He got the grenade. You know what I'm saying? He's been under fire already for the whole gun gesture. Now he's doing the grenade thing. What you think he doing? You think he doesn't give a fuck, or you think he's trolling? What's your opinion on it?
I think it's a combination of both. I really feel like, man, the man fed up because it's like y'all gonna make me be this. Y'all gonna paint this picture of me when everybody in the league, from even J.R. Smith, everybody always been doing the guns.
Come on, man.
I didn't see LeBron do this. You know what I'm saying? I done seen Melo hit a three. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, people go with this. Like, it's crazy. This my thing. John Morant is no convicted felon. So if he did have a gun in any situation, the thing is that's your amendment right. Like, man, if I see all the time, look, JJ Watt playing them white boys, man, they go hunting. They holding the deer by the horns. They got the gun sitting right there. Like, man, it's no uproar about that. Like, what's the problem? Is it because he got dreads? He got tattoos? Is it because he in Memphis? He run with the rappers? Like, what? Like, what's the issue that y'all gotta, just really mash the gas on him like that, man? Like, what's going on, man? Like, he's committed no crime. Like, I remember when the whole gun situation happened initially, they made the man go to therapy. like what? Like, they made
Hey,
the
yo,
man go
what
to
the
therapy.
fuck?
You know what I'm saying? And then now with this shit, like, I feel like, hey man, look, go on do what y'all gonna do to me, man. Y'all wanna find me after every game, whatever. I'm finna go and turn all the way up. Cause he already know at some point he not finna have no long run in the NBA, man. They already had him all the way across the board. So, he know he about to get lost in the shuffle soon, man.
And I think at this point he's really showing that he, like I said, like you said, he doesn't really care at this point. And then second of all, he done made his money enough to make enough investments and things like that. And like I said, what I'm looking at is a lot of analytics in the NBA. Just like with the Lucas situation, they took the beer out of his hand and tried to make it a big ordeal. I don't think they want to pay these players like they used to. These contracts are getting bigger and bigger, and they're trying to find different ways. And if you could take a media story, spin it to devalue him as a player, you won't have to pay him a max. So I'm on to you. I'm on to the NBA's games.
Oh, yeah. And shout out Jalen Brown, man. Jalen
Yeah.
Brown just did a real good interview. I can't remember the platform. I don't know if you saw it, but he just did a podcast, and he talked about it might have been the pivot or something. I'm not sure. But anyway,
Mm.
but he talked about how they do try to finesse you out your money and shit like that, and that's why he never got an agent. He college educated. He negotiates his own contracts. He's the highest paid player in the NBA, but at least he was until Jason Tatum got his contract. But he just talked about that. They try their best to blackball him. He won Finals MVP. They didn't even put him on the Olympic team.
Yeah.
Uh, he can't get a Nike endorsement. He can't get none of that shit because he didn't spoke out against the shit they doing out there in China. You know what I'm saying? When he first got that contract, they asked him what the first thing he was gonna do. I watched it. That was a damn good press conference. They asked him what he was gonna do with the money.
Mm.
They were looking for him to say, "Oh, he's finna go buy a private jet, go woo woo." He said, "Man, I finna help build up some of these impoverished, areas in my community." And guess what? They didn't let him elaborate on that at all. They hurry up and change the subject. So you know what time it is, man.
Of
And
course.
then, but shouts out to him though. And John Morant might end up having to go that route. I like that All Star Weekend for Ice Cube, the big three. Cause
Mm.
see now they gonna put that in the clause now. You can't do that now. Like you can't go play over there and all that. But what he did was he went and participated and played in the big three, man. And that was real big. You know what I'm saying?
And that makes it very obvious because when Ice Cube said that they were sabotaging and he actually has other NBA players interested. And now look at the talks right now. When you see the Jeff Teagues, was it Michael Beasley and somebody's supposed to be playing one-on-one, that
Right.
right there is reviving those greats that we know that can still ball and still hoop.
Yeah,
And they're going over there to the
Brandon
big
Jennings.
three,
Yeah.
man. Come on, Brandon Jennings. Come on, bro. Like they want to stop. See, there's a glass ceiling that they want you to be up under. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to ascend to the heavens. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. Shout out to Ice Cube because Ice Cube does a lot for the culture and does a lot for the community. Man, shout out to him, man, because he always stood up and put together something as far as the foundation of what we can progress as far as African Americans, man. So I gotta give him some love. Shout out to the big three too, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, Q. For real, for real. I want to touch on this too, man. And this is a very interesting thing, right? I seen this, and it seems like all this is going on, man. The new thing, it seems like, is to tear down our musical greats, right? A lot of people are up in arms about Jadakiss, you know what I'm saying, going on Joe Budden podcast with his father, and they saying that he came from a two-parent household and he went to a private school and all this type of stuff, and people saying him not authentic now all of a sudden after all the great music he's put out, saying that one of the lines that he said in one of the raps, it was on Nas freestyle, It Ain't Hard to Tell, where he was talking about a dude's talking about his state boots was hurting his feet or whatever. And I feel like right now it's a lot of bitter old ass niggas who never accomplished anything. And guess what? Who's to say what he could and what he didn't do? You know what I'm saying? Think about this. I heard Sue Surf say something, and shout out to him, man, because I know he's still locked up. You know what I mean? Sue Surf was talking to Calico. He said, "I was from the block, and I almost died when I got shot." And Sue Surf said, "Dummy." He said, "Listen, y'all got to stop this dumbass narrative about who's official and who's not official." He said that young man that may have not have bust his gun and sold drugs, technically he's from the block. He might not be street, but he's of street essence. He knows what the fuck is going on. He said, a lot of you niggas are dweebs. He said, nigga, you could almost, he said, you just said that you got shot and almost died. What was the benefit in saying that, dummy? You know what I'm saying? A bunch of these niggas are goofballs and dweebs, man. And I can't stand this, bro. And it's so, and it seems like these old ass niggas who never amounted to nothing, now they figured out I could possibly jump in the podcast game. And the one thing that's gonna be my ride to fame is dissing some of the most prolific artists that we've had, man. Come on, bro. You're a bunch of suckers, man.
Yeah, listen to it, man. Look at that. Good night came from a two-parent household.
Come on.
Tupac Shakur, it wasn't his biological father, but his stepfather and his mother. He came from a two-parent household. So I'm saying, what's that supposed to mean?
I'm not getting that, because guess what? If you was in a two-parent household in the hood, bro, guess what? 9 times out of 10, you was going over to their house because they had a little bit more and they was willing to share with your dumb ass. Shout out to the two-parent households in the hood.
Come on, man. It's like black people like to put a stigma on, make that look bad. The fact that some people stay together to raise you, like, man, like, how we look down on that?
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Come on, man.
Like, come on, man. This shit out of pocket, man. But it's a lot of prolific people that come from that, and that don't necessarily make you any less street, any less none of that. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, you got to look at rap as an art form anyway. Like that's nigga's biggest mistake right there. Like, man, these boys are spitting on wax. I give a fuck if that's really what you do in real life or any of that, man. Like, all this shit entertaining. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing niggas better look at, man. Because I'm gonna tell you this: all these authentic niggas either dead in jail, man.
Come on, man. One thing that I can understand about this music industry, there's a lot of pressure from white supremacy to be authentic, right? Well, we all know that some of the most successful guys, with the exception of Master P, you know what I'm saying, of his background and what he came from, a lot of the rap artists of old were very highly intelligent. Now, some of them may have came out of some
Hold on,
impoverished.
wait a minute, but people left him some money too.
Yeah, people, yeah, most definitely, and also, what's his name too, Birdman. So his people had bread. So it's like I don't understand what. Now I understand what that true meaning of what Malcolm X was peeking out the blinds. He wasn't peeking out the blinds just at white supremacy. He was really peeking out the blind at these niggas because they really, 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 really do not want black men to be successful, bro. Like they really don't. And it's pitiful.
Like, so you only hard if your daddy wasn't around. Like, that's crazy though, right?
Listen, you were starving and you can't. And look, these same people went over and were starving from their family and came over and got a peanut butter and jelly or else.
Oh, man.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about, bro?
That's insane, man.
See, and that's exactly how white supremacy wants you to think.
Just one more.
Like that.
Nipsey Hussle, two-parent household. But go ahead, keep going.
Come on, man. Come on. Like, I don't understand this. And what's crazy is you look at that as a problem, but then would you uphold and uplift Deion Sanders? Come on, bro. That makes no sense. Lonzo Ball and his family. Like, come on, bro. They came out of with fathers, and look at them. They came out to be great. We got one of the best rappers to come out with Ice Cube. The list goes on. Come on, what are you talking about?
Yeah, so we need to lose that whole mindset, man. Like that's ridiculous, man.
Man,
That should be the goal.
Man, throw that shit in the garbage. Kobe, Jordan, man, throw that shit in the garbage, man. Shout out to everybody that is keeping the family together, the black family together. Let me tell you something. Don't never let nobody, I don't give a fuck who they are. Don't never let nobody shame the two-parent household, because that was the best thing that we had cooking. And look at where the fuck we at now. Come on. Come on, man. Man, I came out of a two-parent household, bro. And guess what, man? I could have turned out in a single parent household, and my mom did the wonders. You know what I'm saying? My father kept me in line, kept me straight. I don't understand what the problem is with actually being of that type of essence. But I'll tell you this: don't never let nobody tell you that it's wrong to come out of a two-parent household. Man, leave them bum ass niggas alone. Leave them bum ass bitches alone. Because at the end of the day, they don't even know. That will show you exactly when they get with somebody what kind of family dynamic that they're going to create. Because if you seen love in your household and you seen care and you seen respect in your household, most likely you can match that up with somebody and build a legacy. Build a legacy yourself. Don't ever let nobody tell you that a two-parent household is wrong, bro. Don't ever let nobody tell you nothing like that. But yeah, man, I just had to touch on this. And this last one, man. Texas passes bill requiring fathers to pay pre-birth. Men will have to pay pre-birth child support. So is this a good thing or a bad one? Now, I'm gonna take it on this one first. It's definitely gonna be a bad thing because we have seen 30% in America, 30% of the paternity tests that the men were not the fathers. So how can you expect men to pay pre-birth when they don't even know if the child is theirs? There's something that's not sitting right with this picture, and I believe white supremacy has something to do with this to keep tapping African American men's pockets who've kind of thrived. You know what I'm saying? Brothers like ourselves and other countless brothers that we know that are upstanding gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? For that system to be taken advantage of, nah. I'm not agreeing with it one bit. Let me tell you something. At the end of the day, if you really if you really want to do the pay child pre-birth and you having premarital sex, I advise you ladies to close your legs, because what that's going to do is you're going to see a high resurgence in what do you call it? Men doing the tying their tubes, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see the men, they gonna start getting the vasectomies and
They
shit
finna
like
start.
that,
They finna
bro.
start getting vasectomies, man.
Yeah, so you gonna be up Shit's Creek without a paddle, and then you really gonna be up Shit's Creek without a baby daddy. And guess what? That's gonna be your fault and not theirs.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy to say. I want to know, like, what's the process? And I'm gonna do my homework on that. What's the process? Is it just easy as her just saying, yeah, he's the daddy? Like, and then what's the consequences if we find out it's not? This money that get
Boom.
dispersed. Okay, like, do I get to take her to court? Like, what happened to her?
Man, listen, I'm gonna sue you for defamation of character because you're gonna call me a baby daddy. It might be an insult to call me a baby daddy. I might not want to be no
Yeah.
baby daddy. I want to be a husband. So I think yes,
All right.
I'm gonna do just like old boy said in that movie Mist when he said, "Get your goddamn hands off me before I sue your ass." I'm gonna sue your ass.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. I'm gonna sue your ass.
I think, yeah, I think it's gonna be a rising. Like, niggas gonna go give veneers and shit, gonna give vasectomies. That's gonna be the new cool. That's what niggas gonna go get into, man. This shit getting out of hand, man. I'm really shocked they even passed some shit like this, like
They passed it
pre-birth
under our
child
nose.
support. Like,
They passed it right up under our nose, bro. See what
come
I'm
on,
saying?
bro.
Bro, if anybody would have been like, no, hold up, how y'all gonna decide who's the baby daddy and who's not, bro? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, come on, dog. We not finna
Like,
play
what?
that.
This just could be on the whim. So she can say I'm pregnant, but LeBron James was in town when the Rockets played. It's him. Like, I'm saying, like, what's the process, man? Like, these people done went mad down crazy, man.
Look, they'll say that you the baby daddy. You better that's gonna be it's gonna make men not want to take pictures with women, the celebrities and stuff like that. They're gonna say, this was us back in
That night, yeah.
2016. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the child was conceived and all that, man. No, sir.
Now,
No,
and
sir.
look, that means she done got 9 months worth of checks.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Only to find out it's not. And then, oh, okay, you off the hook. Nah, baby.
You know, it's crazy that we are in these type of times, and it seems like whoever passed that bill, I want to know the name of the person who actually created that bill to really say, oh yeah, this was the thing to do. But I want to know if it was a male or a female. That's what I
I'm
want to
saying,
know.
what does a baby need pre-birth?
Man, the baby is man. You don't even know if the baby's guaranteed to even make it.
Come on,
You know
man.
what I'm
That
saying?
just
So
that money,
like,
that money going towards crab legs, crawfish, and virgin drinks, man.
Man, let me tell you something, bro. Where we are, this is why we have to protect the black seed, and this is where we're gonna have to filter out the low lifes, and I can call them low lifes. We can call them low lifes because we know that there are people that are hell bent on using the system just for this thing here, and that right there kind of pushes the system in their favor just a little bit more. But men have to be smart. Men have to, and fathers, teach. If you're in the home, tell your sons the significance of this because this could ruin your legacy. Because I
Right.
think we're going to get to a point where they're going to start coming after the mothers and fathers if they can't get that particular person to pay. I think we're almost at that point, and I think let me tell you something. I'm gonna do whatever it takes to protect my assets, to protect all of my investments and shit like that. I'm
Right.
not letting nobody touch my shit.
And see
Nobody.
what
I don't
and
care.
that's what I'm saying. That's another thing. We gotta be proactive, not reactive. Because see, a lot of guys won't find out this happened until all of a sudden they even got this girl pregnant. And it's like, oh hey man, they taking stuff on my chick. Hey man, you better know what's going on around
Come on,
here. Hey,
man.
it'll take 5 minutes to go in that corner store and get a pack of Magnums, man.
Come on, dog. Well, you heard your boy in Menace to Society. That boy said I had the Jimmy on
Jimmy on
extra
the extra
tight.
tight. Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I don't even know why you calling me, man. Yeah.
You feel me? So I think with these situations, man, that we talked about tonight, man, I think these are gonna be definite eye openers, especially the Carmelo Anthony situation. I challenge any black family to let this be a topic of conversation. Let this be a topic of conversation with your children because we cannot have these type of situations to where, like you said, we're reactive instead of interactive first. We have to be pro first. You know what I'm saying? When the danger approaches, we strike fast and swift. We
Yeah.
cannot wait for to see what they gonna do, then proceed to what we gonna do. No, 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 no. We need to have an action plan set in stone. You know what I'm saying? Get your kids in self defense classes. Didn't you say your daughter takes kickboxing and what have you?
Oh,
So
yeah.
what I'm
Oh,
saying? Yes, bro. Listen, me and my daughter going to a Prince boxing gym. I want her to understand that if you approach her, she's gonna approach you with extreme prejudice and gonna knock your block off. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
and we not getting their hands registered. So yeah.
Yeah.
But you're gonna get your good old fashioned ass whooping on.
Yeah, definitely, man. Shout out to the girls and guys that give
And,
ass
and, and,
whoopings on the
and they
street.
going to the gun ranges. And yeah.
Yes.
And again, shout outs to Camelo for having that blade on him. And
Yeah.
it's good. It is what it is, man. Teach your motherfucking kids keep their hands to themselves, man. That's what you need to do, man.
Yeah, man, there is no superiority. Don't ever feel that you're superior to ever think that you can put your hands on nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna
And they
find
trying to
out.
make us sympathize. Oh, he died in his twin brother's hands. The same twin brother who helped you jump this man.
Yeah, put
Don't leave
hands
that
on
alone.
them too, man. Listen, man, all of them can get it. You know what I'm saying? They all can get it.
Anybody can get it. African, American.
straight up, straight up, man. Listen, um, what I want to do is I want to take the time to recognize this school year for all the young brothers and sisters that are graduating. You know what I'm saying? If you're picking a career, this is something to think about. Ask yourself how much money you want to make as opposed to what you feel like you could see yourself doing. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because you don't want to waste your time and you don't want to waste your parents' money on trying to figure out what you want to do when you could actually know what's the number that you want to make so that you could live adequately and you can live comfortable. Then that way you could be pointed into certain job sectors. You know what I mean? Make no mistake about it. Don't fill it out. Know what you want to know that you want to make so that you can go attack that full head. Don't listen, don't take no semesters off. Don't take no semester. Get through with it. Handle your business. We as black folks sometimes we start things and we don't finish. But nah, stay focused, stay energized. Congratulations to everybody, man. I'm talking about from Wheatley, you know what I'm saying, all the way to Cashmere, all the way to Wild Trip, Booker T, all of them, man. Shout out to all the kids that are graduating this year. You know what I'm saying, for making an impact, make an impact in y'all lives. Make sure you go to the next level and you understand what excellence is, man. Go after it, man. Shout out to him for real, man. John, I gotta give him some love. Man, I appreciate you, man, for tapping in with me, man. This was one for the ages that need to be said. And like I say, if
Yeah.
anybody got something to say, man, I'm not hard to find. You know, I'm definitely jumping my DMs if you feel some type of way. If you feel like anything that I said wrong tonight was a problem, you know what I'm saying? Get at me. If you feel some type of way and still don't say nothing about the situation, oh well, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
I gotta get to the business tomorrow, man. So
Man, same here, same here. You know what
you
I'm
know,
saying? I already know, man. Shout out to Timbo on the check in, man. You know what I'm saying? We always doing our thing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Listen, I wanted to say this too, man, and I wanted to give y'all an encouraging word, man. I know it's late night. I'm trying to get y'all through the third shift. You know what I'm saying? It's already 11:15. I've been on about an hour. I wanted to tap in and I wanted to talk to the young brothers, man. Share if you can. Listen, y'all over there on the TikTok, man, y'all come over here to the YouTube page, man. Y'all come over here and check it out, man. We doing some things over here. Man, listen to me. I want to share a word with y'all. You know what I'm saying? And you see the subject matter, God has his hands on your life. I wanted to give you a scripture and I want you to understand what I'm about to show you and what I'm about to put on the screen right here. Check it out. God has his hands on your life. And I want to share this. Isaiah 41:13. For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand, saying unto thee, Fear not, I will help thee. I want you to know that you're not alone in whatever situation that you got going on. Trust me, you are not alone. You have fellow brothers and sisters in Christ that really want you to meet your goals. You got aspirations and things that you want to hit. You are not alone on those things, but you have to be confident in yourself and you have to be confident in God's way and God's eyes so that you'll know that exactly what you're doing and how you're doing it and how you're maintaining what you're supposed to as a man. You know what I'm saying? I'm also talking to the ladies too. He talks about his right hand. If you ever notice in the scripture, he always talks about his right hand as his right hand being that moment of strength and that moment of truth. If you ever look at how we do, hey, you swear to tell the truth, you know what I'm saying? So help me God, you always see the right hand is up. So there's a reference in that, but understand that the Lord catches you with both hands. And one thing that you can't be fearful of, you cannot be fearful of the outcome of not accomplishing what you want at that particular time and moment. It is destined for you to be great, but you have to do it according to the way that you need to, and that's the spiritual way. There are a lot of people out here that are activating themselves in the flesh, but not in the spirit. So you have to develop that spirit. It says, For I, the Lord thy God, will hold thy right hand. It means he's going to continuously be with you even to the ends of time. A lot of times we can shut out God. Sometimes we can be mad at God. Sometimes we can be like, why me? You know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything right. I'm praying. I'm doing all of what I need to do. I'm a giver and all of those. But those are the things that are supposed to be required of you in your spirit. It's supposed to be in your good nature. It's supposed to be in your altruism. That's supposed to be just you as a person. You don't do those things in according to get something back. That should be a part of your everyday comings and goings in your walk of life. And most people don't have that. Most people don't understand the significance of having a good heart, of being able to set aside your ego, knowing that you can actually put your ego aside, put your pride aside, and to understand somebody from their perspective. And a lot of times that could be you could be the prime example of that through spirit. Sometimes people ain't never got to that point, but it may be you that may get them to that point. So a lot of times we don't understand the influence that we have with other people. And a lot of times we don't understand how close we are supposed to be to God because he's trying to show us something. Every miracle that was performed through the hands of God, and then also through the hands of man, that was important because it led back to the testimony of how great and merciful he was. And that's where we have to understand that we're also on God's time. We're also on God's grace. We're also on God's mercy. So you have to understand that if you're going to be a man or a woman walking in this spirit, then that means that you have to understand the way that you walk, the way that you talk, and the way that you move is going to be influential to a lot of people around you. Believe it or not. The devil is always busy. The devil is always trying to construct something to destroy what you have in faith of God. Your faith can be easily tested and it can be easily broken, depending upon the situation and the impact of what you've been through. It could happen, but make no mistake, God is going to always be with you. He's got his hands on your life, and you're supposed to find your purpose. That's another thing that we don't do. And in this next scripture, I really wanted to break this down too, because this one hit home too. This one right here, it says, "Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yeah, I will help thee. Yeah, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness." And I want people to understand, if you are ever going to get close to your destiny and your goals and your aspirations, you got to understand that you got to take yourself out of it. You have to remove your ego. You have to remove your pride, because those could be the key ingredients that are blocking your blessings. I had to understand this as I was coming up, because I felt everything that I was doing was right for God. But a lot of times that what we think that we're doing for God is not the requirement of what he's asking for us at the moment. That's why you have to sometimes be alone. That's why sometimes you have to get away from everybody. You have to start giving up things. See, in order you want God to sacrifice for you, but what are you going to sacrifice for God? And that's where you have to understand the scripture when it says, "Fear thou not." He doesn't want you to fear him, but he also wants you to respect everything that he's done for you and going to do for you in the future. And if you do understand that, then that means that you're going to walk and you're going to strengthen your talk and you're going to strengthen everything in all the areas that you lack in of that the devil tries to attack. You're going to be able to say, you know what? Nah, I'm not doing that. Nah, I used to do that, but nah, that's not my cup of tea anymore. And you have to be familiar with that. And that means you have to consistently practice at it. Your spiritual muscle is just like your physical muscle. If you do not work at it, you're not going to be strong. If you only call on God in the worst situations, you're not going to understand the consistency of God. If you always keep up with the drama and BS, man, you're not going to understand of the deliverance of what he's trying to take you out of. That is a key ingredient. That's what people are fearful of. Sometimes we can be so comfortable in situations that it's hard for us to understand why we have to break loose from it. We don't know that it could be killing us. All the things that we enjoy, Dr. Amos Wilson said this. He said the things that we love the most can be the most things that do harm and hurt us. And those are the things that are key ingredients and for us to get to the next level. Sometimes, like I said, you got to give up something to get something, especially when it comes to God, because guess what? You can't beat God's giving. Understand, he's walking with you, he's talking with you, he's protecting you on a daily basis. You don't understand. Your prayers don't go unheard, because guess what? When you don't pray, your mother might be praying. When you don't pray, your auntie might be praying for you. When you're not praying, your sister might be praying for you. When you're not praying, your father might be praying for you. When you're not praying, your grandfather might be praying for you. You don't understand that there are a lot of people that are locked in with the Most High that really want to see things go through, not just for themselves, but for their family. And if you understand when it says, "I will strengthen thee," that means even when you're weak, even when you feel like you can't go on, he still has the power to put that energy boost back in you. You know what I'm saying? Life is a marathon. You could be right there at the finish line, getting ready to get that job opportunity, ready to get that next promotion, ready to get all of the things that you desire, that you ask God for. But you got to understand that you cannot have a weak mind. And look at our society right now. We have a lot of people with weak minds that are willing to compromise the righteousness of their spirit and heart because they don't want to look shameful in anybody. That's the same thing that went on in the Bible when he denied God. He denied God 3 times. God wants people that are continuous warriors for what is righteous, what is right. And as you can see in this situation with this young boy, you know what I'm saying? Carmelo, everybody that's sitting back not saying something, knowing in their hardest of hearts that that situation was wrong from the get-go and it shouldn't have never been carried that way, and the people that know the truth and not speaking up, those are the people that God shuns the most, because you know that in your spirit that something is not right and you're supposed to say something. And that's why I was so glad last week when me and my daughter had that conversation about young Scooter. And I just wanted to see where her mind was. I wanted to see where my daughter's mind was with that young Scooter situation. And she said, you know what she said? She said, oh no, I could never be friends with anybody that would lie on somebody and put them in jail. She said, even if they are my friend. I said, would you still continue to be friends with them? She said, no, no. And that right there made me feel good as a parent. It made me feel good also as a man to know that I have somebody that would stand up for me. If anything was to go awry, she wouldn't want to see her father, or she wouldn't want to see her fellow man go down. That's what we need more of in 2025. That's why I know that she will be somebody's helpmate, because she knows that what I'm instilling in her is a righteousness and truth that I have to live by and live by example, so that she could go and follow in my same footsteps. Those are key ingredients. And I want to say this too. For number 3, Psalms 37 and 24. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for the Lord upholdeth him with his hand. So that means anytime that you fall by the wayside, God is going to be there with you. God has his hands on your life, and he is a true vessel and explain in the explanation of beginning and the end. He was there in the beginning when you made the mistake. He's going to be there in the end when, guess what, when you're correcting that mistake. And you have to understand that when you are going through these daily comings and goings in life, that you have to focus up your energy on the things that are going to be beneficial to your life from now on to the future. You have to get in that light. You have to start removing things. And you have to sometimes start just being alone. Hey man, those situations where you want to catch the basketball game or go to a football game or go to a basketball game, God may require more of your time. And let's be honest, a lot of times we do deny God his time. A lot of times we put off the moment that we should be praying. A lot of times we put off the moments that when we should be actually spending the most time with God, so that we could get in his God and his grace and his blessings. We don't talk about those things. A lot of times we find ourselves being overstimulated, over bombarded by people who are always consistently trying to get in contact with us through this or through a tablet or through social media. A lot of times those can be our distractions. That dopamine should be required within real life, not up on this thing, not up on these apps. And that's where a lot of times where Google has become God. And that's a problem in itself. That's why I tell a lot of my young brothers, hey man, sometimes you got to isolate yourself in order to be great. You got to sometimes set some things in motions in order for you to be great. You can't afford to sit back and be with a whole bunch of mediocrity. You can't afford to sit back with some people that don't know left from their right or right from their left, ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, and they don't know the basics of life. Bro, that you've already got that. You're supposed to be ascending to a higher height. And when people to look, they can respect you. Most of all, they can honor exactly what you do, because guess what? It's not just for yourself, but it's for them to show as a reflection of what God has brought you through, what God is taking you through, what God has blessed you with all of the things that are essential for a man or a woman to be great. Those are the things we're supposed to be looking for. There are a lot of young brothers out here that are distracted. And let me be honest, and I'm going to tell you right now, look at the world and where it's at right now when it comes to companionship. Look at it. Look at it. Look at where the world is when it comes to marriage. The thing that God has put down here on this earth that he can bless abundantly, we have turned our backs on because of man and flesh, when we should be activating in our spirit. Think about that for a few moments. Think about exactly how we used to talk about getting married, and now you got everybody with a platform and a podcast saying what they wouldn't do based on bad choices, bad mistakes. Does it seem like they have any type of spirituality if God knows that He says that we will be blessed abundantly on earth? Ask yourself that question. That's why you got to be careful on who you following. That's why you got to understand you got to go through your contacts, and you got to go through your Instagram followers to see what kind of nonsense, what kind of BS, and what kind of drama, conflicted things that are going on within these people's lives to spew out on you. Think about that. Think about the people that you found out 10 years, 20 years down the line was a bunch of suckers. Think about that. Think about it. It took you 20 years to realize that somebody wasn't even your friend. 30 years. Those are the things of what I'm talking about, where you would probably want to walk with God as opposed to walking in the flesh with anybody else. Now, here's the kicker, though. God does send you people. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to activate your discernment. You're supposed to activate those things that make you a man and a woman spiritually, to connect with others like that, because they want the same things that you do: a respect, honor, trust, value of everything that they know that they could lose if they made a bad decision. That's key ingredient. But you got to understand what one of the most biggest key ingredients of that is you being able to look in your mirror and identify the flaws that you have. That's key ingredient. And if you understand your flaws, then you'll understand your triumph over those flaws. If you've ever felt like you were perfect and had nothing wrong with you, then that's a problem in itself, because there is nobody here on this earth that is perfect. You're a God then. Then what was if you're so perfect, then why does the devil still exist and you are not in heaven and you're not in heaven? That's why you got to get serious about your faith. That's why you got to get serious about God. That's why you got to start focusing on the spirit. You got a lot of people that are scared and fearful and they run to religion. Religion has nothing to do with the spirit. It's about what's inside of you. It's your DNA, your genetic makeup of what you've experienced, what your knowledge is, what you need to do, good and bad. You know what you need to do as a person, as a man and as a woman. And you have to understand that if you're going to walk with God, that means you're going to have to denounce a whole bunch of stuff. And are you willing and are you ready to remove yourself from the things that God is telling you to remove? Are you ready to put those things down? Because you got to remember, you're on God's time. You're not on your time. So if you understand that you're on God's time and not your own time, then you'll see the urgency in when you need to move, because God moves very swift. When He tells you something, adhere to it, because your spirituality is on the line when it comes to that. So make no mistake, if you're out here and you're trying to do better and you say you want better, then what you got to do is display before God that you really want it. And how you really want it is making the necessary sacrifices for your life to be great. That was just a word. I felt like I had to get that off my chest. There are a lot of people right now that are going through some things, but I felt like I had to drop this because a lot of times we can forget who we are because we're trying to get so many points and messages across. But that's my true essence. I came from a spiritual family. I came from love. I came from prayer. I came from fasting. I came from a lot of things. And I'm very appreciative of those things in my life. And I want men and women to understand that those things will be given unto you if you believe and you take the necessary time to write these things down. Understand where you are, where you're going, and where you're trying to be. If you have never had a family, get with a family. Ask yourself in its true essence right now. This is the cool thing about being in something. You can ask yourself right now, if I'm not a father, if I'm not the greatest father, how can I be the greatest father? Can I get with men? Can I get with men? Can I get with women that have been married 20, 25 years? Yes, you can. Can you ask the man on how to treat a woman? Yes, you can. You can ask the woman on how to treat a man. Yes, you can. There are people out there. You just have to go out there and use your discernment to find those like-minded individuals. Don't be scared of it. Don't let what people on this earth rule over you what God can do spiritually that they can't even touch. Be understanding of that. Be understanding. And I can say this because I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect by a long shot. But I will tell you of the things that I've been through. I've shared my stories. I have nothing to hide from nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie to you like Derek Jackson. I'm not going to lie to you like Yada Awakening. Those people have something to sell you. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want you to get right so that you can be better for somebody else, and you can be better for your children, and you can be better for your grandparents, and you can be better for your legacy to live on for the right reasons, not the negative ones. Shout out to everybody, man, for real. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all for tapping in with me tonight, man. It's been a pleasure. There's so many things that are transitioning for this show. We finna get ready to do some interviews that are gonna be on YouTube. Listen, we almost, man, we at 1490. We at 1490. Listen, get 10 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? Definitely to the show. Listen, I told you we're over 1400. We about to hit 1500, man. We about to hit 1500 subscribers. Listen, the channel's growing. The channel's all knowing about the growing. So definitely let's continue to grow, man. And also shout out to my baby girl. You know what I'm saying? That was her in the beginning of the podcast. You know, I definitely got to give her some love. You know what I'm saying? She gonna definitely be on a couple of episodes. I'm gonna let her be on there. I'm gonna let her and her friends get on here and ask me some questions. You know what I'm saying? Because the youth needs some good guidance. The youth needs some truth. We don't have a lot of truth in our culture. We don't have anybody that's willing to not straddle the fence. They don't know how to let their yay be yay and their nay be nay. But this is the platform for it, man. Look, come over here to YouTube. Come enjoy yourself. You're going to start seeing me post as of tomorrow. I got posts that I'm going to be putting up. And you can answer the questions. So it's going to be a lot of interaction over on YouTube. You're going to see me on Instagram. You see me on TikTok. Shout out to everybody on TikTok that fool with me and rock with me. But we definitely taking this thing up to the next level, man. Listen. Before I end this show, I want to tell y'all, man, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Most of all, I want y'all to be safe. And I want y'all to have these conversations with your kids, especially the Carmelo Anthony one. That needs to be had. There should not be not one black family talking about protecting each other, serving the needs of one another, even your neighbors across the street. I know y'all saying, well, no, them ain't my kids. Nah, it could happen to your kids. He could be in that situation. She could be in that situation. So I challenge y'all. That's my challenge tonight. For y'all to spread the word. Hashtag me on my Instagram post. When you see me post Carmelo Anthony, hashtag me and type the word free. Type that word. Tap in, y'all. For real, man. It's been a pleasure, man. Listen to me, man. I love y'all. Respect y'all most of all. You know what I mean? It's been a pleasure. You already know who it is. It's Rob the Prob. But this time I was Rob the Solution because I had to really give some solutions to a lot of people. And I've been getting a couple of emails. So we definitely going to have some more people on the show as guests. So don't ever be afraid to come be one of my guests, man. The pleasure was all mine. Man, love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Happy Friday. Share tonight's program, man. Share tonight's program. I don't care who. Man, I don't care about no celebrities. I don't care about them people like that, man. Listen, at the end of the day, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong, man. Don't be afraid to speak up and speak out, especially in situations that you know could change a person's life. Man, it's been a pleasure, man. See y'all. Love y'all. Peace. Good night.